What's up, y'all? It's your brother in the footwork, DJ Cornerstone, and you are watching Give Us the Works on the Foot Workout channel, where I interview various dancers, DJs, and producers. So listen up and pay attention while our guest today gives us the works.
You just have to know what it is that you're listening to and have a serious appreciation for sound.
You know what? There's a couple things I want to say in regards to all that you just said. For one, just a little before we started this interview, Traxman posted something on Instagram saying something on the fact is not enough love in the music. He mentioned and I was like, man, you said it right there. Talking about how it's I don't want to mess up his words, but pretty much is nothing really positive, nothing really beneficial. And one thing I like with your mixing, and thankfully I got to listen because we got all our I built scaffold at an oil refinery. We got all our scaffolds poured down, and so I was just working on fixing the parts and all that, and getting them right for the next time. So I'm in there by myself listening, and I'm like, man, I like how, you got the hip hop, you start off with the hip hop, then you went into some juke, then you went footwork and all. And I like how, like, when you had the hip hop, you also had the message in there too. Like, I know you had a Kanye song in there, like, God breathe this. Yeah, you did, yeah.
I built that mix around those 4 tracks. Yeah. Like, they're like shout out to RP again for teaching me about curating, because like you be knowing about it, but you're like, I don't feel like doing it. But then you see how beneficial it is. I built that mix around those 4 songs specifically, because when the album came out, people were talking so much crap about Kanye's album. Oh man, no, don't listen to it unless you about to perform an exorcism or this, that, that. I'm like, okay. So I waited 2 weeks and I finally listened to it, and I'm like, what are people talking about? It sounds like it sounds like it's gospel, but it still sounds like Kanye. It's still some, like, I really liked everything that I heard on there. But those 4 songs were the songs that people were talking the most crap about.
Really?
And so I took those 4 songs and I built that mix around those 4 songs. It's like, if you like, I have to send it to you, and if you listen to it again, you'll realize there's only 4. Okay. There's only 4 Kanye songs in there, and that's how I built that mix around those songs. Most people probably listen to it like, you can't mix this into anything. The song Jail sound like one of those songs you probably couldn't mix into anything, but I mixed that song.
Dang. And I haven't heard all the Kanye stuff yet. At first, I didn't even realize it was him for a while. I had to listen. And I was like, yeah, this Kanye West. And man, yeah, that was dope. Because you was able to mix, like, some of it sounded trap. Then you had some that had like a club, like if you go into a clothing store type club music. Then you had the house feel. Then some of it almost sound like something from Brazil. I can't remember what song it was. And it had like an Afrobeatish type sound. I like, she had like a whole
Jedediah. Yeah, it's a Jedediah song. What is it called? A Little Bit More, I believe is the name of the song. Yeah, that's because that's the only song that I played that sounded close to Afrobeat. And I threw a song in there from a video game. See, that's
man.
Right, and you wouldn't
know. It felt like going to a party. Like, it wasn't just listening to a radio station. It felt like you took me through the beginning and towards the end of the party. Like, even the Chicagoland area, right? It was typically start off with hip hop and all that. And then it'll warm up. Back in the day, it was like Yin Yang Twins, something, you start twerking.
Right.
Then they start putting the mixes, them tracks. You know what I'm saying? Or like,
right. They're like, why did they just slip this up here?
Yeah.
I have to attribute being here in Houston for that.
Okay.
Shout out to DJ Remarkable and Deleon. When I got down here, you know, I'm a natural born hustler. My dad's a hustler, so that's just in me. And I met a friend here, and she invited me to a birthday party. It's like right up the street from here. And we were there, we partied and whatnot. I said, you know what? Let me go. Where the DJ at? You know, this is me. I'm looking for the DJ, the promoter, and the owner. I'm looking for a job. So I found out who the DJ was and the promoter. I said, yeah, I just moved down here from Chicago. I'm a DJ. I'm really looking to see, I'm trying to get a job, but I know I really don't know the scene here. I like to learn something. He was like, all right, come in here next Friday. Well, yeah, next Friday turned into a year that I was there with them. So I learned a lot about how to get a party started when it's in that type in a club scene. Like, yeah, I was always opening. So I got to open the music, R&B, and some hip hop throwbacks or whatever. Okay. And then the headline comes in maybe like an hour and a half later, and he's setting up the start, and he playing some more stuff. And you start noticing people drinking. Okay. Well, yeah, about like 11 o'clock. Now it's about to get turned up. And that's what they were doing. And they play some of everything that like kind of like they a step back 10 years with an exception of listening to the new stuff that's on the radio. But then you have people that are here from Louisiana and they have a type of music called so they got Zydeco, and then they got New Orleans bounce, and so they play some of everything here. So you watch these by 11 o'clock, they turn it up. James Airway, everybody booty bouncing, and here go the promoter and the DJ back and forth on the mics, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So I just took that and implemented it into how I do my mixes. Like, I'm still getting there to want to talk on the mic. That's I rather work, but that's a part of that. If you're working in that type of scene, you have to know how to talk to that audience. So when I do my mixes, it comes from part of it. Like I said, I listen to my mentors as a kid coming up and continue to listen to them even when I wasn't in the sound. I still kept what they taught me. Shout out to DJ Ron, rest his soul. He taught me a lot. So I kept that in my mind, and I kept creating, and then coming down here and learning the scene down here. I took that, everything that I learned, I take it and I mold it to the way I can use it and make it work for me. And I put that in my mixes, my art, my speech.
Man, well, sis, you did your thing, because you was jamming.
Thank you.
I'm in there with my work boots on, my my fire retardant clothes. I'm like,
not ready to bust a move, and then you remember where you went.
Yeah,
I used to do that at work all the time. I had my mixes playing in my ear at work, and just be walking. I used to work at Kroger, and I just walk down the aisles, and it's one of them blends come in. I just start dancing. Like, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm having a little praise dance. Don't even mind.
It helps. I tell you what, it is good. It's good to have that, that ability to just enjoy yourself, to do your thing, to be free with it, DJing, producing, art, dancing, all of it. And whatever, I know there's more stuff.
Man.
Playing.
Man. Look, if I name it, I'll be like, is there anything you don't do?
Man, for real. Yeah. Man, let's say I had wanted to say something. One thing I noticed. So, and you tell the truth on this.
Okay.
You liked watching Dexter's Laboratory?
Oh man. Oh man, that's my look. because I know where you going with this. You heard that laugh.
Yeah.
Look, okay, I do love Dexter, but look, I can't take whole credit for that. Look.
Okay.
I gotta give DJ Phil the credit on that one.
Oh, DJ Phil from Tech Life, DJ Phil?
From Tech Life, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta give Phil the credit on that one because I'm finna let the cat out of the bag. So every time I press that button and you hear Mandark laughing, that's Phil. No, it's not Phil. It's actually Mandark. But no, but in the essence of when I'm laughing and I hit that button, that's like bro laughing on the track.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it was him that came up with that idea. He was like, you should have a laugh when you went for your drop. And I was like, I was gonna do it myself just to laugh. But then he suggested Mandark, and I was like, so you know what that means? That means every time I press that button, that's you laughing on the mix. And so he said, ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
and that's where, and it's been like that ever since. So shout out to Phil.
Right on, DJ Phil. Yeah. I tell you what, that is a very significant laugh right there, that Mandark laugh. I was like, oh, stop. Cool. Well, I'm glad you. Huh?
It's just fitting for, when I think about, like I said, when I think about everything I've been through and I'm here right now, and I could have been a villain, yes, that laugh is fitting.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Man, cool. Well, I want to get into something. Before I get to that, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Your newest project or event, you got anything coming up?
I'm actually working on a track that I want to submit to Juke Bounce Work because they have a submission that's going on till October 1st.
Oh, all right.
I just started back working on music because I've been focused on home life and not just having one, but having two shows now. So the show that you called yesterday was the second show for the week, and that show's out of Atlanta.
Okay.
So there's Chicago 77.3 on Tuesdays, and then Street Madness Radio is on Thursdays.
Okay.
Was it 3 Central, 4 Eastern? Yeah, because it's I forgot where I was going with that from. I see my man's in the back dancing. I was like, I see you.
I just saw, man. Yeah, that's my youngest. They down here. I mean, I'm in the basement, man. This is my office.
No worries. Look, I'm surprised my son ain't busted here yet, but he must got his attention on a Lego or something. Project. So yeah, I hadn't been working on anything. I did create a couple of I did a few tracks this year that I didn't release anywhere. I just kind of like played them in my mixes. But I'm getting back to work because I finally have the time. I'm in my realm to actually work the way I want to work.
Man, I bet you that feels good.
It's not an easy feat.
Yeah.
It is not. I'm trying to do this for my son is 11 now. So we add 2 years to that, 13 years. Just trying to get me in a position to do what I want to do. But we got life, we got bills, and those things have to be taken care of. But then it's like you also get injuries and unforeseen illnesses and all that other stuff. So you kind of find your way into doing it. So all I can say is God is good for me to be in a position to do what I'm doing. God is definitely good. And you should definitely be seeing some work out of me within the next year.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to it.
I'll still keep DJing because that's my thing, but now it's time for me to create some more works. And actually, if you listen to that mix yesterday, in the second hour when I started playing Juke and Footwork, the the track that I had blended into Traxman's Nothing Stays the Same. That's my track.
Oh, I gotta. So when you mix, do you set it up somewhere where you can hear it again, play it again, or is it just strictly live?
No, if for me, I'm recording it, and then I'll do one or two things. If I don't plan to listen to the show when everybody else is listening to the show, then I'll listen to it myself to get a playback. Other than that, I'll listen to it when I listen with everybody else. And that gives me the most excitement because, like I said, I know what I'm capable of doing. Yeah. And I don't like, like I know when you record it, it sounds different when you record it versus when you listen back to it. Because you hear everything. It's like being in the back. You hear everything when you mixing it, but you don't hear how it turned out when you brought this fader in or when you turned this knob. Yeah. So I'll listen to it most of the time with everybody else, and then I'll be blowing myself away. Like yesterday, I was like, I'm so impressed with this blend that I did right here. It was Sierra. It was a Sierra mashup on a J. Cole song. J. Cole did a song called Overdose, and somebody had did a mashup with Sierra on it, and that was that song. Yeah. But then I had mixed Kanye's God Breathe on this, and I'm just listening. I'm like, okay, because I heard it one particular way when I mixed it. I didn't hear what it turned into after I mixed it, and I'm like, so I started recording and making a reel, and I'm like, I'm impressed with this blend because I didn't know it was sound this cold. So I like being, I surprise myself. I like listening with everybody else, and then when people tell me, oh man, that sound awesome, I can agree right with them. Man, it did. I didn't even know it was that right. I didn't even try to pat myself on the back, but dang.
Oh, yeah, it was good. Everything was like in sync, on beat, the levels, everything was good. All that. I was like, man. So,
and that's just me blending according to my ear. It's like I say, I'm in the back. So this is everything I'm doing. You're hearing what I didn't hear while I was putting it together because I heard everything else. So it's like I enjoy it. I don't want to stop. I want to be old and
don't ever stop. I tell you, don't ever stop. I had a period of time where I didn't do any music. I ain't dance. I hardly even drew. Like, I ain't a real dope artist. I could do a little graffiti, just a little bit. But after a while, I felt myself just not being me and feeling so like frustrated and down and angry. I'm like, I had to do at least, even if it's just a little bit, you gotta do what's in you. That helps. It helps with this and it helps with this.
That's like on the real.
And you got to, especially if you have a family, you have to make sure your stuff is straight, like mentally and stuff. Just so that, because I've noticed, like, man, when things is off with me or things is off like with me and my wife, it affects the kids. They pick up on that. So
and like, you know why? Because people forget we grew up in the era from parents that tell us a child stay in the child place. And they didn't really look at us as we're people. We are little versions of you. We go through things that people go through just on a smaller scale, but it doesn't diminish the fact that this is still a person.
That's right.
I feel like as parents of our generation, it is definitely important for us to always talk to our kids about the good and the bad. We can't keep it away from them just because, we feel like they don't need to know this. Well, how you gonna explain to your child when the lights cut off? What you gonna say? The light fairy came and cut them off? No, I'll be honest with my kid. Hey, man, the Wi-Fi ain't off. That's what happened when you ain't got enough money to stretch all these bills. Right. The lights is off for a minute. This is what I got to do to get this money. I'm pulling funds from work that I'm owed on over here, over there. And this is the state of Texas. So they cut the lights off for $42. Exactly $42. Okay. So yes. The things that make me want to come back to Chicago. They cut the lights off for $42, okay? Ooh. And all it took for me was to just go call up somebody that owed me some money for some work that I did. And the light bill was paid. And in the manner it took them 35 seconds to push the button and cut the light off, it took them 4 hours to cut it back on over $42. Yeah. So I feel like we can't keep our kids in the dark about stuff, because when your mood is the way that it is and your mate's mood is the way that it is, the kids are gonna feel that regardless, and you ain't got to tell them nothing, but they gonna know something is wrong. Yeah. And you have from then people wonder why kids walk around and feel like their parents divorcing or splitting up is their fault, because parents never opened their mouth and said anything to these children about something that's going on, trying to keep it from them. Yeah. I tell my son is 11. I let him know. Maybe the light off $42. They want their money. Yeah. That's why mama walking around here mad. It's not you. You did absolutely nothing wrong. You did everything you supposed to do. Being a good kid, keep the room clean. They cut the lights off for $2. I got a really bad attitude. Just stay out of my way. Let me figure out. And, you just walking around mad, and then the kid come ask you a question, and you tell them stay in the child's place. That's what they doing.
No, they ain't. Yeah, that ain't cool. That's, man, we have deep conversations because there's another thing came to mind.
Another for about 2 hours.
Oh man, yeah, we getting it. Cause man, another thing that wasn't cool from the older generation. I know they only did it because that's what they was taught. One thing what's in this family is our business. Like, you can't tell nobody nothing. Like, okay, so like if there's something going on with me, like something real jacked up, I can't say nothing. What if I need help? That's something like as a community. Yeah.
That bothered me because it depends on the business. Now, if your family making money, somebody is something like that, okay, that's one thing. But when you got somebody harming somebody in the family, no, this is why we have a problem with people protecting predators. People feel like, oh, well, that's Uncle so-and-so and that's cousin so-and-so. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my French. Who it is. I don't care how I had to catch myself. I don't care who it is and what your relationship is, mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, whoever. It's been normalized that there's somebody in the family that touches. So it's been normalized that there's somebody in the family that's just that jacked up, and it's like, oh, that's so-and-so, they've been like that. It's like we have to stop normalizing things like that and have people take accountability. What's there in the family, do stay in the family, but it's to an extent.
Absolutely.
If you hurting the family, then you need to be exposed. Period. It's not to, sit here and try to shame anybody or bring, cast down on them. But if you're doing something and you're not realizing that it's something wrong about something that you're doing, and other people around you see it. I mean, if you around and you see it and you don't say nothing, or you like, oh, that's just so-and-so, then you are part of the problem too. You need to be exposed. That's how a lot of kids end up in situations. That's how I ended up in my situations. I had a bully apologize to me because she ended up in a situation with her brothers at home, and then she ended up doing it to me. So it trickles down because people just allow it to keep happening. It's like, no, you gotta say when's enough is enough, and when there's certain things going on in your family that's not right, you can't just accept it because that's so-and-so. So-and-so gotta.
Yep, you're absolutely right on that, sis. Well, man, check it out. I want to get into, because we're about to wrap it up, I want to get into a segment I call Footwork Fast. I'm going to throw some questions at you. Fire the answers back real quick. All right, you ready?
Okay.
So, tell me 5 DJs you want to work with.
Oh.
First 5 on your head.
Clint, RP, Corey, T-Rail, and it's one more. Jenna, cause me and Jenna need to do some work.
Yeah.
Dang, it was one more. I mean, put it on the spot. It was one more.
Oh man! Well,
I get an honorable mention.
Go ahead. So you do an honorable mention. That'll
and
work.
DJ Phil.
DJ Phil, yes. Come on now, Mr. Mandark himself.
Yes.
DJ Phil.
Yes.
So, who are your 3 favorite footworkers?
Oh, AC by far.
Yeah.
AC. Ooh. Okay, and the other 2 I'm gonna have to give to the ladies.
Come on now.
Murder Mommy.
Yeah.
And I gotta give it to Fast Beat Miley. I gotta give it to Miley.
Is that the girl
Miley
in the Cuenection?
12. Miley is, look, it's a lot of great dancers, okay?
Yeah.
But Miley is 12. And Miley killed it on the Pitchfork stage.
I think I know what you're talking about. Okay.
I posted a couple of videos. Miley dances under Budilla with Cuenection.
Okay. She Miley, had the hat, the Cubs hat, was it? Yes.
Miley is that deal. So, and I had to give it, and as you know, I want to give it to all the ladies. When I had to give those 3, AC's always been my favorite dancer. AC's just so cold. There's so many cold dancers, but between him, Murder, I was just looking at the footage that her and I did for the project that we did with the Water Foundation earlier this year.
The Water Foundation.
They also did the project with the Era, with the projection downtown.
Oh yeah.
I just got through looking at the videos and just playing them back or watching her dance. Her moves are so eloquent and cold. The way she moved, I've always loved how she danced. So I have to give her a shout out because we did the thing back in the we did
right on. Okay. What's your favorite decade of music? Now you could do overlap decades too.
Oh, favorite decade. I have to say for me, it would be the 80s. Because that sound, it's a sense of innocence for me, before the world. So I like a lot of 80s music, and the 90s, before they said hip hop died in 98. So like the 90s, not just hip hop, but there was alternative music, there's rock music. Like the 90s had a whole different meld. So your hip hop, your gangster rap, your alternative, and the experimental type deals, everybody here, Nirvana, and then turn around, listen right out of Compton. Just like so it's, it was New Jack City and this, and it was so much music around that time that even listening to like my aunts playing Anita Baker and Stevie Wonder and Prince albums and Seal, and like my background with music comes from summer everywhere with aunts and uncles and friends, but the 80s and the 90s really defined me. I got in trouble for buying MC Brain's Oochie Coochie tape. Like,
oh no, you didn't now.
She said don't bad. She said don't bad, so I had it coming. I went on ahead and bought it. When did that album come out?
I can't even remember. What is like late?
That had to been in like. It had to been between like 8th grade and high school. That feel like 94 or something. So yeah, I was 94 was 8th grade. Yeah. She said don't buy the tape.
Yeah.
And we all bought it. He got in trouble. My cousin
Yeah.
snitched after he got caught with his.
Oh no, he didn't.
He did. It's like, well, you know, Q got one. Oh man, you got caught, bro.
Yeah, golly, he could have still been listening to it if he ain't tell on you. Y'all could have been listening together. You know, if you had your copy still, they take y'all copies away.
Now, but you know what happened? I'm glad that happened, because as I got older and I started really paying attention to the lyrics to music, I definitely had no business with that.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, a lot of stuff. So would it be safe?
Don't forget the color tapes too. Those color mixtapes.
The mixtapes.
They would sell at the plaza.
Oh, ever black.
Right at Ever Black, exactly.
Like downstairs. What was the name of that place though? You went downstairs, it was off towards the end.
I just seen, you know what? I just seen that place in a movie called Roos.
Really?
It's on Plex. It's called Roos.
Yeah, look that up.
Because they did it in the shout out to King B. He just got that put on Plex. But I just saw that movie and I just saw that place because they shot a scene in there. One of the characters was going to go like talk to his guy. His guy worked at the record store, and it was
straight up.
Yeah,
that's so dope.
I can't remember. I'm with you. I can't remember the name of it, but I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I used to have to go there to Joliet. We finally got us a spot, but it didn't last long. Shoot, but yeah. Okay, I'm glad I talked to somebody that remember, man.
I remember. That's why I say I got to do like Humpty. I was there.
Yeah. Yeah. They just didn't know. They didn't see. But they know now. They know now. Yeah. All right, let's see. I guess last question. Quick choice. Pancakes or French toast? Which one?
French toast.
French toast. Okay, right on. Yeah. I'm gonna dig deeper. Homemade or store-bought?
Homemade.
Okay, right on. That's right. You whip up the eggs, put that cinnamon in there, maybe another flavor, a little milk.
Right, and boom. No store-bought.
Oh man.
French toast from the store.
It ain't the same.
And nothing beats homemade from scratch.
Man, shoot, not at all.
Best.
Man, cool. Any contact information you want to put out, sis? Website?
I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all Cuenique. I do have a website, but it's hard for people to find, so just type in Cuenique. It's only hard for people to find because I have to officially own my domain. And until I do so, it's like
that's right.
The name of this site, and then it's my site. So
that's right.
People are just so people are just it's a Wix site. I'll be getting that taken care of very soon. But until then, you just you can Google me and it'll pop up the websites, all of my contacts for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm on Mixcloud, SoundCloud, Resident Advisor, Niger Pal. Anybody that's listening in Nigeria, I'm on Niger Pal.
Oh yeah. Can you message me the link? All of them, all that you said.
All of them, I'll put them all together in a nice little thing and I'll send them to you. But yeah, because I'm on a lot of different stuff. Like I don't even keep up with all the stuff.
Straight up. There's a lot to keep up with though. They forever coming out with new ones. So like man.
And you know what? It's got to the point I gotta keep I keep a password book.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing every year. I just get it's like a /journal/password book. Keep one and get one every year because it's always new stuff, you know, that you add yourself to, or you change your passwords to old stuff. Keep steady. So that's the other reason I got to keep up with stuff, because people are always trying to hack you.
Yeah.
Always trying to hack you. So,
man.
But yeah, you can Google me. I'm pretty much Cuenique. Man, just Cuenique, because there is Cuenique and was it Super Tracks and Cuenique. Neither one of those people are me. That's a guy duo. I think they make EDM music. But just me is just Cuenique.
Yeah, is there a spell different, like with just Q, or is it spelled the same as yours?
No, it's actually spelled the same, which is crazy. But but it's like they're Super Tracks and Cuenique. And when you go and do the search, it will have just me with my album, my links and things like that. And then it'll have Super Tracks and Cuenique.
Okay. Cool. You got any other shout outs you want to do?
Shout out to the culture. Shout out to my mentor, RP. Shout out to Crossfire, Jalen and Jana and Clint. I gotta shout out Trax Man, because you know that's you know I cannot say, you know, he's also had a hand in me being how I am today. So shout out to Trax Man.
Yeah.
Who else am I missing? Manny, the Era, the Era Footwork Crew. Yeah, shout out to the culture. Yeah. I lost my life.
I see a whole lot of green now.
Nah, there we go.
Man, yeah, I want to shout out. I want to shout out too. I want to shout out to Trax Man too. Because without Trax Man, I wouldn't have met you. You know, so shout out to Trax Man.
Yeah, because we was at the TS picnic, and it was just like, hey, I want you to meet somebody. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's usually how it goes. You just, when somebody say that, you just know you're about to meet somebody important in your life. Meet somebody. And then turn around, it was you. So yeah, shout out to Trax Man. He definitely made sure we connected. Had a good props. So
and that's much appreciated. I thank you so much for being on the show, for taking the time out, sis. And I hope we keep in touch now.
Hey, you got my number. I ain't but a call or text away. The only people who can't get a hold of me is if you can't call me or text me. If you can only get me on Facebook, it's probably one or two reasons. You're either too far away or overseas. And even still, if I want you to be able to contact me, you'll be able to call me.
Man, so you're right on. Most definitely. I'm gonna be hitting you up, man, because maybe you go Rad Trax, man. We go kick it one day, you know, work on something, man.
Hey, when I get back to the Shackles, I'm sure planning my next move. I came right back home to Houston. So yeah.
That's dope. Hey, this was a pleasure. Hey, God bless you and your family, your husband, your son. Hey, thank you for being you, for real. So,
thank you. Ain't nobody else to be but me. Like, I ain't gonna make it that far trying to be nobody else. I gotta stay in my own lane and sit in my designated seat that is for me. Nobody else.
That's it. Well, much success to you, many blessings to you. And I'm gonna talk to you later on, sis. That's on the real.
For sure.
All right, well, peace out.
All right, peace.
That's it for today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all learned something. Please make sure that you look at our guests' website and social media and check them out, and that way you can support. We all need to support each other, right? Stay tuned, because we are going to have a new guest next week here on Give Us the Works every Wednesday on the Foot Workout channel. But until then, y'all take care of yourself, and God bless you.